Ahoy you all, hello, it is Tease. Good day, good afternoon, good evening. I hope all are well, hope all are safe. So, I'm up early after the meridian, kind of thinking, because there's a lot on my mind. And at the same time, I'm actually getting more epiphanies. So, another epiphany that I've gotten that's pretty much kind of like the icing on the cake with me when it comes to disaster, or to me, failure. So, basically, long story short, and to say this without babbling, most failure, if not all failure, starts at home. And what I mean is when you have like upbringing and support and right and wrong, favoritism, whatever it is, when it comes to guardians or support system and the child or and whoever it is that's looking, we'll just say family members. So for me, my upbringing when it comes to family members is there's not very much support, but when I do see the support, when it comes from family members, from guardians to sibling, whoever it is, any type of family members, when it comes to me or the people around me who I see collectively, when it comes to support, the support isn't really there until it's something being covered up. So for instance, if there's a church scandal, all of the support, the care, and the protection will be there. But when it comes to a child needing their parent, or a child needing guidance, or a child needing support, or a child needing their damn family, they're nowhere to be found. So I'll even go as far as saying a favoritism when it comes to sons and daughters. Sons can do no wrong, and daughters, of course, are whores. Or let me make sure you're not a whore, and the son is free to make someone else's daughter, so it just, as I think about stuff like this, we grow up in such toxic environments, we don't realize that literally our failure starts at home. Literally, the failure that I'm seeing around me, as far as close family members, friends, and basically whatever I see, like in eyeballs view, all of it starts at home. Now, as I mentioned, the whole son and daughter thing, so sons can do no wrong. They're on a pedestal, whether they're raggedy or not. Daughters are, I probably didn't really want you anyway. That's the kind of vibe that I've gotten growing up. Like, excuse me. I felt kind of resented, if you will. So I don't know if it was just because there was so many of us, or if it's something about me, or maybe it was a daughter thing, So it's like, but basically from what I can say, growing up, like I've seen it. Okay, the support isn't there, but again, when it's time to cover up a scandal, or when it's time to pretty much support the wrong things, then it's like the guardians they're all there for it. And again, I will say, as far as going to college, it'll be something where it's like, if you don't do it, you won't go. And then I just say like, okay, well, I want to go to this college, or I want to go off the college. If you don't have a scholarship, you won't be going off nowhere. You see what I'm saying? So for me, let's just say, okay, I want to go to this, and that. I want to do it all. I want to be it all. But the type of dreams that I had growing up, that's going to require some big money. And since the money wasn't there, it's kind of like one of those things where like you have big dreams, but you're on your own, so it's like, when you reach out to family, guardians, friends, and whatever, to ask, okay, who's willing to help me, attend college? And no hands, are pretty much just like, yeah, whatever, either I don't take you seriously, or to hell with you, because I'm not going to help you. But hold on one second. Yes, early AM. For some reason, like my sinuses really act up. Either late night or early AM. So I guess that's how you know it's early after the meridian. But yeah. So the aspect of going to college. If you want to go to college, you have to make it work yourself, or you're gonna have to go get yourself a scholarship. Otherwise, it's either gonna be community college, or you just won't go, because again, the money's not there. Like, with or without support, you need money. especially if you call yourself going off to college. Even with the scholarship, okay, you got a scholarship, you go off to college. You still got to get to college. You got to get what you need to, you know what I'm saying? You got to set up living and all that. And none of that. I had none of those check marks on that, on this big dream that I have, and nothing to check it off. Like, oh, where you going to live? Where you going to do? Or which school? And none of that. There's no check marks. Even though I'm very ambitious, no check marks. So, since there's no check marks, I would have to reach out to, family, friends. Well, family in particular, I wouldn't say family and friends, but family in particular. Okay. Oh, hey, mom, dad, hey, sister, hey, bro, hey, whoever. Is anyone out there who's willing to help me get to college? And for the most part, it's F no. So F no to get to college. But fast forward to when the men get in trouble. So you have the men, the women in the family, and the men in the family. So the women, no one's really jumping to get you to college, and whether you're serious or not. But again, fast forward to the men get in a pickle, or men catch themselves in a pickle. That same support that you reached out for, it's all there for the men. I'll say this. Okay, so we'll say 10, 15 years ago, Tease is interested in college. So 10, 15 years ago, actually, no, we'll say 15 to 20 years. Not necessarily 20, but definitely over 15 years. So over 15 years ago, hey, Tease is interested in going to college. Who's willing to help? And of course, no hands go up. But again, fast forward to now. One of your men in the family are in trouble with the law, and all of the support in the world is being exceeded and maxed out to support a criminal issue, if you will. So basically, my point is, when it comes to, and this is why I wanted to stress that failure starts at home, because again, if you call yourself looking at your upbringing and the way that you would do business, like I said, if I continue on with that toxic environment and that toxic behavior, I would literally be the same way. Like, okay, I'm not going to help you to do anything productive, but if you get yourself in trouble, I am all for it. You see what I'm saying? So again, remember how no one went out of their way to help with college, and I'm not saying that you have to. I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, you don't have to do anything. You can watch someone crash and burn if you want to. But all I'm saying is, when it comes to having support and having, a system to fall back on, it is not available when it comes to something positive. Honestly though, even if you ask me if I get myself in legal troubles, I doubt that these same people will go as hard as to where they'll go broke toward my legal team, and then go as far as asking you for money to help pitch in for the, you see what I'm saying? I highly doubt that. So honestly, for me, I'm thinking it's like a man and woman thing. Like, okay, son versus daughter, so to speak. And I've never been in competition like that. Oh, you're the favorite, or you're the son, or no, it's never been nothing like that. Like, I just kind of just felt like, okay, well, obviously I'm resented one way, shape, or form. Yeah, so so with that being said, basically what I'm saying is, the support system, to me, growing up, like the support system, when I call myself really needing family, they weren't there in a positive, when I need them for positive. Like for instance, college. It's just simply college. No support, like as far as like I'm gonna reach out to the heels to get this support. But again, let one of your sons be looking at prison time, or be looking at life, to say the least, and then it's like they get all the support in the world, to the point where I'm going to even go as far as reaching out to you. Can you support my boy, or can you support my son during these during these unproductive times? Okay, 1 second. I gotta get some water. I really need to clear my throat, but yeah. So again, can you support my son in these unproductive times? And mind you, when I say these people are going hard, maxing like going into major debt to support a legal issue. Now, mind you, nobody gets nothing productive out of it. They get stressed out, they go broke, and the son is still behind bars. But even in the concept of going to college and not being serious, like, okay, I am not going to co-sign for you because you are not serious. In 1 second, 1 second. I was trying to clear my throat with the dust or what in my sinuses, but okay, yeah. So basically, again, so in the concept, okay, I want to go to college and I am not serious. So me wanting to go to college and assuming that I am not serious, which is why there's no support. Hey, I'm not going to co-sign for you if you're not serious. But again, there's nothing serious or productive about being behind bars, whether I've done it or not. You see what I'm saying? Especially if it's going to cost you everything to the point where now you're reaching out to others. You got literally the whole family involved to support you during a legal issue. But again, where's that same support when it comes to doing something productive? Again, like, okay, I simply just want to go to college. Now, mind you, you don't have to do anything. But a simple bug in the ear, or even, I think a simple even, oh, I'm going to sell dinners to at least, okay, well, I might not be able to pay the tuition, but here's at least to get a book bag. You know, it's like it's like they don't do the bare minimum for something productive, but literally will go hard for a criminal case in so many words. So if I'm thinking like, wow, it definitely starts at home. And again, these same people, there's two main corporates when it comes to supporting what's not productive or supporting what's negative. The two main corporates are also the ones who actually condoned the union, which led to both parties being in trouble. Now, I'm not even gonna go into details. It's not that it's a secret. It ain't a damn secret. It's not something, oh, well, my attorney said they don't say that. No. It's just one of those things where it's like, I'm pretty much, I'll encourage you to get into drugs, and then when you get strung out, or when you get, you know, caught with a brick, then I want to reach out to you. Hey, can you help with my legal team, because my friend or my son was caught with a brick that I supported, so to speak. But of course they're gonna leave that part out. So they're caught with a brick to the point where now I'm going hard and I'm going broke. To now I got to reach out to you. Can you help my friend or my son, because they were caught with a brick, mind you, and I condoned it the whole time. Like, I supported you. Now, I'm not saying that the situation has anything to do with drugs, but I'm basically saying I'm supporting something that's not productive. But then when we get unproductive results, then I want the whole world to help and support with this unproductivity. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say the failure and toxicity starts at home. And like I said, I can very easily pick up the torch and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm only going to support drug dealers. I'm only going to support criminals. And I'm going to say, hell no, or I'm going to pretend I didn't hear you when you say that you need help, you know, going to college, or you need help finding a job. Basically, if you need something positive, I'm not going to be there, but I will be there when you get in trouble. I will be there to coddle you and to basically set you up for failure. Because again, and anyone who can literally condone and support you doing something that they know is detrimental, or you either don't see, or you think you're the exception to the rule, and you think it's cute, but then when shit hits the fan, you have the nerve to get on the mountaintop and ask for help or support in a legal case too. And I'm just like, wow. Only thing I'm saying is if only we had this same support when it comes to something productive. Oh, hey, I want to be a ballerina. If only you told that on the mountain, hey, my daughter wants to be a ballerina, and whether I can afford it or not, I'm going to put it on the mountain. And then, hey, if you want to, hey, the donations, or all I'm saying is just go hard for that negative stuff, for the son that's looking at 9 to life, or for the son that's living in your basement, go as hard for productivity the same way you go hard to protect your son that's living in your basement. Is what I'm saying. Because previously I've seen videos of this and they'll blame it on the melanated family. Well, you have these melanated families and the melanated grandparents where they overlook the daughters, and it's like they worship the son no matter how like, again, the son is living in the basement, living off you. He can do no wrong, but you get pregnant, or you will be stoned at home and in the church. You see what I'm saying? So it's like anything productive. Like if you want to go to college or whatever, you're gonna go to college, but you on your own when it comes to go to college. But he goes to prison, everybody's attention and resources going to the system. When I say that's literally what's happening right now, we like I said, if I'm caught in this trap, I would be feeding all of my resources to the system. Mind you, no one gets nothing out of it but the system. They get rich, I go completely broke. This is an unproductive situation that I am to be sucked into, and I just refuse to be sucked into it, because I look at things very logically, and I'm thinking like, if I'm going to be draining my resources and getting down to the lint in my pockets, I can promise you it's not going to go toward making the system rich. Anything that has to do with the system, it's not going to go toward it at all. Now, I might give you a nickel for the payphone, but other than that, like I'm not stressing myself. I am not going to spread myself thin to feed the system. I get nothing productive out of the situation. Only thing I get is less money, more stress, and probably an illness from being stressed out. You see what I'm saying? Now, that has no problem about going broke, because I've been there, done that. So if I'm going broke towards something productive, go here. Sure, this is going toward productivity. Oh, this is going to help me in the future. And while you're at it, take the lint too. Don't forget the lint at the bottom of my pockets. I'm all for it. But one thing that I refuse to do is to go broke to support something that's unproductive and to support something that could have been prevented. Because honestly, with me, I speak out against what's wrong. I support what's right, and I say what's wrong. Even if it's me. Okay, hey, I was wrong for stepping on your shoe. I stepped on your shoe, which caused a riot, which is why, I have a peg leg to this day. I can take responsibility and say what happened as far as the right and wrong that I have done. But what I won't do is literally downplay the positive and literally put all of my focus into negativity. And I'm thinking I am so mind blown, and I am so disappointed that literally these people were going so hard to support a criminal. So, and I don't want to speak ill about people, because it's like we don't really know the story. But at the end of the day, this is a criminal. It's a criminal case. It's a criminal case. Guilty, innocent, true or false, we're dealing with a criminal case. So again, I'm guilty of dealing drugs, and again, I get all the support in the world. But when I want to go to college, I get crickets. You see what I'm saying? And you don't see the toxicity there. And I know I'm kind of merging two stories, and I'm kind of, but I'm basically, what I'm saying is, you get a whole lot. I don't know if this is a man, and I don't want to just, even though it's looking like the support only goes to the men, I don't want to just say that. But it's looking like the support, what I've seen, that's coming from family, friends, or my surroundings, you get a whole lot more support when you get caught in a pickle versus when you want to get yourself out of a pickle by doing something productive or keeping yourself busy, with the trade, or keeping yourself busy with some type of work. You won't get very much support with that. But again, if you get caught in a pickle, and now that's when the donations are floating in, or now that's when people are singing, now that's when people will go broke to support you behind bars. They will not go broke to make sure you get to college. That is my damn, that's my point. If I'm like, what is going on? This is what I've noticed growing up, and that's why I'm like, wow, I wouldn't dare repeat such a negative cycle like that. And even being one who's guilty of positive and negativity. Like, okay, maybe that was a negative comment, or maybe that was a negative action, or, hey, or maybe that was positive and whatever. But I'm never going to be okay with supporting negativity and completely neglecting anything positive. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I don't play both sides. Okay, yeah, like I said, that probably was a negative comment, or you probably didn't have to push them down the stairs. But again, I'm never going to lean toward like, okay, all of my money and support, all of my resources are going toward negativity, or all of my resources are going toward the pen. I can promise you, I would do a U-turn so fast if you ask me for donations to go toward the pen, or even going toward a phone call. I would do such a hard U-turn that you would thought I'd be the one doing the donuts in the middle of the intersection. Even though it's so, let me show. Literally, that's how hard I would do such a hard U-turn that literally I would be mistaken for literally the car that does the donuts in the intersection. So again, the gumption of these same people, again, the same people who wouldn't support you to go to college are the same people that are reaching out to you, hey, can you help toward this legal support for a criminal, so to speak. And that's just speaking in according to the paperwork. I'm not trying to talk down on them, like, oh, you're a thug, or you're just into drugs, or you're into violence. No. According to the paperwork, this is a criminal case, so who would be the criminal? The one who's behind bars. And you can say innocent until proven, no, you're guilty. Especially if you have a certain skin tone with a certain caliber of naps. You're a criminal. What are you in for? Oh, speeding to criminal. Even if I do go into, actually that is criminal. Because you'll think like, well, I'm not a criminal. This is a traffic ticket. Those are crimes. You are most definitely a criminal. Probably not on paper, not like literally criminal court criminal. But like so much as a seatbelt ticket or I didn't have my ID, that's criminal. So it doesn't, just because you have criminal next, it doesn't mean like, oh, you rob banks or you hit people or you're a drug dealer or nothing like that. It doesn't mean nothing major. It just means anything that you do wrong is a crime. So, and I'm sure we're all guilty of committing a crime, big or small. Oh, I only stole a candy bar. Or mine was little, yours. No, it's a seatbelt ticket or running a red light, that's crime. So just so you know, so when I say criminal, it's not, it doesn't mean you rob banks or you kill people. It's just, according to the paperwork, we're dealing with a criminal case. So again, you want me to go broke, or you want to go broke over a criminal, but again, these same people will not go broke to make sure you get to college. So you can avoid you be too damn busy to be a criminal. That. Be well, be safe.